Abong, sir.
Abong-abong ka pala.
Opo.
Okay. So, yun na guys, no? So, move ticket. Tama yun, move ticket. Paano natin malalaman na ita-transfer na from WIP to finished goods? Anyone?
Sir, ano po
Yes.
ulit yung question?
Paano malalaman ni cost accounting na ililipat na from work in process to finished goods?
Pag natapos na po yung production, tapos
Yes. Paano niya malaman na natapos na?
yung move ticket,
Yung move ticket. Yes.
yung
Ano ba ang move ticket?
makapunta na sa next work center.
So, pag napunta na sa next work center, tapos na?
Napunta sa last work center, sir.
Ano?
Pag napunta na sa last work center.
Oo. So, pag yung move ticket ay last na yon. So, pag last na yon, syempre, wala nang move ticket after, ipapasa na yun sa, very good, Aisha, no, and Rod. Tapos na yon. So, ibig sabihin, wala nang next na move ticket. Ibig sabihin, ililipat na ni cost accounting from WIP to finished goods. Okay? Any question?
Sir, may special yun, sir, o parang special indication, sir, sa last move ticket, sir, na parang ma-distinguish, sir, na siya na talaga yung last move ticket?
Hindi ko alam kung merong special indication sa form, pero kasi 'di ba, nag-accumulate man yan ang mga move tickets. So pag wala na, alam man ng department na yon na siya na ang last. So ibibigay niya na yun sa cost accounting.
Okay, sir.
Wala na siyang mapagbibigyan na next na working center or work center. So kay cost accounting niya na yun ito-transfer. I mean, yung mga documents kay cost accounting yan ibibigay. So yun yung trigger kay cost accounting. Oh, may natanggap ako ng bundle ng mga move tickets. That means natapos na yung production for a certain batch or for a certain product. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay na tayo, guys? So, pagtapos na yung FG, so syempre iso-store din yon sa warehouse pa din. Okay? And then, dahil meron ka ng available products, they are now available for sale. Papasok na si sales and collection cycle. So, pag may nag-order, i-process natin yung order. And you all know that the shipping department is in charge of shipping the goods. Saan niya kukunin yung goods? Syempre sa warehouse. Okay? Any question? May question ba tayo? So, ito yung normal na flow ng inventory, no? From raw materials, so meron tayong beginning inventory. Pag bumili tayo ng bago through a purchase order, dinadagdagan yung ledger ng raw materials. Binabawasan kung ano yung ni-release to the production department at makocompute natin ang ending inventory. Therefore, guys, yung ending inventory dito, this signifies kung ilang raw materials meron sa warehouse. Gets?
Yes, sir.
Opo.
So, kung magkano man tong ending inventory, ito yung raw materials na nasa warehouse. Tapos, syempre, yung raw materials na ginamit ay dadagdagan natin ng labor at overhead na nidadagdag sa work in process. Dinedebit sa work in process. Every time the work in process is already manufactured or done, kinikredit natin yon because nililipat na natin sa finished goods. At every time nabebenta ang mga finished goods, kinikredit natin yung finished goods because napupunta yon sa COGS. Okay? And these are the documents that are important na kailangan yung tandaan sa mga business functions na pinag-usapan natin? For the process purchase orders, alam naman nating lahat that yun na nga, PR galing sa cost accounting, tapos PO gagawin ng purchasing department. When we receive the raw materials, ang receiving department gagawa ng receiving report, tapos makakatanggap din tayo ng vendors invoice. Okay? And then, when we store it sa warehouse, meron tayong tinatawag na raw materials perpetual inventory master file. We have talked about this in the report of Rogel's group, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anong mangyayari sa perpetual inventory master file na to kapag nilalagay sa warehouse yung raw materials? Increase or decrease?
Increase, sir.
Increase,
Ah?
sir.
Yes, increase, of course, correct? And then, when we process the goods, we release the raw materials from the warehouse, and then we put it into the production. There is the materials requisition form, and then yung cost accounting records will be updated. For raw materials perpetual inventory file, what will happen to it?
Decrease, sir.
Increase, sir.
Ah,
Decrease.
Decrease.
raw materials.
Decrease, sir.
Decrease. Okay.
Decrease.
Because what will
I-transfer
increase
sa
is
na-transfer
work
na sa
product.
process.
Yes,
In process.
very good. Correct. Okay. So, and then finally, pag yun na nga, tapos na yung production, so we already store the finished goods. And ma-update naman this time ang finished goods perpetual inventory master file. So, in the same way, the FG inventory master file will be increased while the WIP will be decreased. Okay? Do you have questions?
Sir, question po.
Yes, Mish.
Sir, pag completely manufactured na ang finished goods, binabalik siya sa storage?
Doon talaga siya nilalagay.
So sir, like, dun, pag finished goods na siya, sinasend back siya sa storage.
Bakit send back?
But nilalagay siya sa storage. I mean.
Send na siya doon dati? What do you mean
Nilagay
send?
siya sa storage. Sir, nilagay pala siya sa storage.
Oo, syempre. Yes.
Sir, meron kasi yun question sa quiz na about sa accounting, cost accounting controls na related daw sa physical inventory something.
Oo.
Tapos tinatanong siya kung at which point siya, parang at which point siya. Sir, hindi yun pa ang answer doon. Parang if finished products are sent to the storage instead of completely manufactured.
Ano ulit? Ano ulit ang question?
Wait, sir. Na-screenshot ko yun. Cost accounting controls are those related to the physical inventory and the consequent costs from the point at which. Tapos, sir, yung correct answer nyo is raw materials are requisitioned until the finished product is completely manufactured. Yun is, sir, like if sent to the storage.
May choice ba na ganun?
Yes, sir. Yung raw materials are requisitioned until the finished product is sent to storage. Parang nagulo. Kasi sir, di ba pag...
Technically, hindi. Kasi ganito yan. Technically, pag i-send sa storage, wala nang walang move ticket doon. So after na natapos na yung pag-process, yun lang yung mga may documents na pwede natin i-audit. Kasi wala namang, 'di ba? Wala namang document ng pag-transfer from finish. Parang formality na lang yun kasi syempre wala naman siyang ibang pupuntahan. Yes, need ang document as proof. Kasi as auditors, hindi naman natin we cannot audit without audit trail or audit documents. So kaya siguro ganun, Mish. Pero i-double check ko, tingnan ko ulit.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Kasi
Thank you.
walang audit document yung pag-send sa kanya sa storage. Technically, pag natapos na yung pag-manufacture, then yung controls is tapos na din. Wala namang control ng from production to warehouse. Wala nang controls involved.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. Any other question? Wala na? Okay. So finally, sa shipment, no, meron tayong yung shipping department, gumagawa sila ng shipping documents, no? Isa doon, alam natin yung bill of lading. And then the finished goods master file will be decreased kasi malilipat siya sa cost of goods sold. Okay? So any questions, guys, sa cycle itself? Klaro naman na yung mga processes within the cycle?
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, if okay na tayo sa cycle, we will discuss now how to audit the cycle. Okay? So, these are the parts of the audit of inventory. The audit of the inventory and warehousing cycle can be divided into 5 activities within the cycle. So, first is yung activity na acquire and record raw materials, labor, and overhead. Number 2, transfer assets and costs. Number 3, ship goods and record revenue and cost. And number 4, physically observe inventory. And number 5, price and compile inventory. Wait lang ha. Okay. So, eto nga daw yung 5 parts, no? Yung acquire and record raw materials, labor, and overhead. Transfer, yung pag-transfer from raw mats to WIP to finished goods to COGS. And then yung ship goods, tapos yung physical observe and yung price and compile. So, to summarize these 5 parts, yung pag-purchase or pag-acquire ng raw materials at ng labor and overhead, Actually, na-test na natin yun during the acquisition and payment cycle, tsaka during payroll and personnel cycle. Kasi yung pag-purchase ng raw materials, pagbayad sa labor, ay na-discuss na natin how to audit sa cycle na ito. Pero yung pag-transfer ng asset from raw mats to WIP to FG, dito natin yung i-discuss during inventory and warehousing. Yung shipment ng goods, na-discuss na rin natin yung auditing during sales and collection cycle. And the last two, about physical observation and pricing, dito din natin i-discuss sa inventory and warehousing. So technically, if you take a look at the 5 parts, tatlo talaga yung main nating i-audit when we talk about inventory. First, the transfer from one asset to the other and the transferring of the cost. Number 2, physical observation. And number 3, about pricing. Okay po?
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's why yun yung tatlong ifo-focus natin today. Starting with the audit of cost accounting or yung pag-transfer from one inventory to another. So when we talk about audit of cost accounting, there are 2 broad categories of controls sa cost accounting. Number 1, yun na yung minimension ni Misha kanina. Number 1 is yung physical control. Ibig sabihin, we have physical control over the physical movement ng mga inventory from the warehouse to the production department, from one work center to another. Can someone mention to me ano yung mga controls in place that assures physical transfer or physical movement of inventory from one center to another? Sinong makaisip? Ano yung mga na-mention na nating controls? Anyone? Can you expound?
Segregation of duty, sir.
Yes, correct, Rod. Segregation of duty. Can you expound and be specific? Tapos si Aisha. About authorization. Yes, Rod.
Sa segregation of duty, may inventory control separate from RM and finished good inventory custody. Tapos,
Ibig sabihin,
separate yung role nila, sir, sa raw materials and finished good.
oo. Iba rin ang nagre-record, correct?
Opo.
O yan, very good. So tama si Rogel, no? Meron tayong segregation of duty in a sense na meron talagang assigned person sa custody ng mga inventory na to. Aish, about sa authorization, can you expound?
Parang if yung sa production ganyan, kailangan may magpirma lagi sa move ticket before it can proceed from one work center to the other. Tapos pag punta na naman siya sa next process, kailangan mayroong nagsasign nun.
Oo. At saka at the same time, yung nagre-receive, pumipirma din siya. Correct?
Yeah.
Acknowledge
Yes,
na sila na yung may hawak ng mga inventory na yon. Okay, very good. Any others? Ano pa?
Sir, pwede din po i-integrate yung segregation of duties pati yung sign na sinabi ni Aisha. Sa example, maggawa sila computer software para may soft copy rin sila ng count ng inventory nila if ever. Yes,
correct. Sir. Exactly. So, iba din ang ano yung sabi mo, Luz?
Yung may computer software sila, sir, na mag-track ng asset progression nila.
Correct. Meron silang cost accounting yun. No? Sila yung mga taga-record. Okay. Bukod pa, ano pa?
Yung access control, sir.
Angel, yes. As to access, can you expound?
Opo. May direct and indirect. Yung sa direct, sir, like nililimit lang yung access sa mga sensitive areas like yung mga storerooms na kung saan nandun yung mga raw materials and all. So,
Authorized
gumagamit sila ng
persons
mga...
lang, no?
Yes, sir. Tapos, pwede rin yung sa mga documents, gagamit sila ng pre-numbered documents para ma-identify kung ano yung nawawala.
Oo.
Like, useful siya for audit trail.
Correct. Very good. Okay? Sino pa? How about yung may control ba dun sa pag-release ng raw materials ng warehouse? Do we have some form of control there? Yes?
Sir. Yung
Pwede
materials
ba?
requisition.
Yes, Laika. Sige, Laika.
Yung materials requisition, sir. Yun yung form of control, sir.
Oo, yung materials requisition. Kasi yung in charge dun sa warehouse ng raw materials custody, hindi siya magre-release ng raw materials pag walang MR na authorized or walang MR na nakasign. No, kasi pag walang MR, anong possible na mangyari? Eh di, magre-release, depende sa kung gusto na ng production, nang hindi na mo monitor, so possible na hindi na re-record. Naiintindihan?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So, yun yung mga posibleng controls, no? Is it possible, for example, the raw materials na naka-record is say 100,000. Tapos nung nag-physical count sa warehouse, ang raw materials lang 10,000. Possible kaya yun mangyari in a company? Anyone? Possible ba yun?
Possible ata yun, sir.
Of course, that's possible. In the future, if you become auditors, may mga may encounter kayong ganyan. So, ano kaya yung naging dahilan? Bakit naging ganun? Yung records, 100,000. Nung nag-count, 10,000 lang.
Kasi, sir, sa goods in transit.
Goods in transit. O, pwede. Sige. Hindi na record na goods in transit. Pero kunwari, wag na muna natin isipin yung mga external factors. Internal lang. Anong posibleng nangyari doon?
Mali ang na-record, sir.
Paanong mali ang na-record?
Sobra ng zero.
Sobra ng zero.
Kasi pag nanakaw naman,
error.
sir, malaki naman talaga masyado.
Oo, pwede yun. Oh, sinong makakapag-isip? Bakit kaya ganun?
Parang day by day, sir, may ninanakaw, certain amount.
Pwede. O, sige. O, yan, pwede
malaki.
yan. Oo, parang overtime, nagnakaw ng maliliit. Hanggang ganun. O, bukod dyan. Kunwari walang nakawan na naganap.
Baka hindi na-update, sir.
Ang alin?
Yung records nila.
Okay, specifically. Anong hindi pag-update ang nangyari?
Yung inventory nila, sir, baka napunta na sa somewhere else.
Yes.
Then nila na-update na like umalis na pala sa
so anong hindi nila na-record?
Outflow of inventory.
Sales, sir?
Sales, yun na.
Sir, yung sales
ano
po?
yun? Yung
sales,
raw materials na pinag-uusapan natin.
Ano na siya, work in process. Ganun, sir.
Yung materials requisition.
So, specifically,
Yung
anong hindi nangyari na dapat sana nangyari?
Wala na record, sir, sa inventory perpetual master file.
Ano ulit?
Hindi na record, sir, sa perpetual inventory master file. Wala na update yung records doon.
Yes. Bakit nila hindi ma-record doon? Anong nangyari para hindi nila ma-record? Kailan ba sila nagre-record, Teo?
Pag ma-transfer yung raw materials, sir, yung may RM
Yes.
na nakapot sa work in process.
Ano?
If papunta na, sir, sa work in process yung raw materials, sir.
Oo nga. Kailan nila yung gagawin? Kailangan nila bantayan yung production? Andiyan na bang raw materials? Magre-record na kami.
Sir.
Ha?
Yung move ticket.
Move ticket? Sure na? Bakit move ticket?
Yung material requisition, sir?
Ha?
Yung work order?
So kung move ticket, yung nagtitrigger ng pag-record nila, anong nangyari para naging ganun? Anyone?
Walang independent verification, sir?
Ha? Uy, common sense lang guys. Anong nangyari? Possible na nangyari para 100,000 ang record, 10,000 ang physically present lang, physically existing lang.
Ay ano, sir, example, sir, purchases nila, sir, sila pa dumating. Yung sa physical, 10,000 pa lang.
Wag na muna natin isipin yung purchases. Yun lang
Sir,
dun sa
may
MR.
excess material requisition.
May excess. Paano may excess?
Siguro sobra yung nakuha nila for production tapos hindi nila na-record kaya naging konti yung nasa inventory.
Pwede. Or guys, in the first place, may mga release na walang MR na ginawa. 'Di ba? Tama ba?
Yes.
Pwede yun,
Naiintindihan nyo ba, guys?
Opo, sir. Like,
Opo, sir.
MR.
Pari,
Release lang.
Na-record.
Rodel, taga-production. Tapos kaibigan niya yung nasa warehouse, kunwari si Teo. Tinawagan niya si Teo. Doy, man-release daw 90,000 raw materials. Sabi ni Teo, sige, Doy. Pinadala niya na sa production nang hindi niya tinatanong kung may MR na ba si Rodel. So, anong nangyari? Na-release na yung goods, nandun na sa production, na-record ba?
Wala, sir.
Wala. Walang MR. Yung cost accounting naman, hindi naman yan magbabantay dun sa production department. Ang basis lang nila is MR. Naiintindihan niyo po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wait lang ha. Any questions, guys? Gets nyo na yun? Naintindihan nyo? Okay na? So, yung mga iba nyong minimension, possible yon para sa, for example, sa FG. For example, ang FG sa records, 100,000. Tapos, ang kinount lang natin, 10,000 lang. So, anong possible na nangyari doon? Anong hindi na record? Anong hindi na record kung ganun? Sa finished goods naman. Ano, guys? Isip, guys. Yes.
Yung move ticket, sir, hindi na record.
Yes, Apple?
Yung move ticket, sir, hindi na record.
Hindi, finished goods na tayo. Finished goods na. Tapos na tayo sa mga move ticket. Siguro yung move ticket, mag-a-affect yan sa WIP. Hindi gumawa ng move ticket na hindi nalipat sa FG. Sobra yung WIP.
Yung goods in transit, sir, na hindi pa na-record.
Goods in transit. Para sa raw mats yun. FG,
yung cost
FG.
Of goods, yung cost of goods.
Cost of goods. Manufactured. Ano man?
Hindi pa po na-record.
Na 'di ba pag na-manufacture, nadadagdagan ng FG? Overstated to eh. Dapat sana baligtad. Kulang dapat sana ang FG kung hindi na-record yung mga na-manufacture na. Naiintindihan nyo ba, guys?
Kulang ang na-deduct na COGS, sir.
Kulang. Okay, very good. Paano yung mangyari?
Understated ang COGS, sir.
Paano nga yung mangyari? Guys, parang di naman kayo nag-iisip, guys. Anyone? Ang finished goods, 100,000 sa records. Nung nag-count, 10,000 lang. Anong possible na nangyari doon?
Hindi nabawasan, sir.
Walang
Tapos
na-record na sales.
nagpa-sales.
Yes, Angel?
Hindi nabawasan nung na-release nung nagbenta.
Nagbenta, okay. Bakit mangyayari na hindi nabawasan?
Walang sales.
Kasi sir, yung sa shipping terms, sir.
Ha?
Ay,
Uy, simple lang. Angel, anong possible na mangyari para hindi ma-record ang sale? Angel? Pag
Hello,
ikaw
sir,
ang
wait.
nasa position ng company, bakit hindi mo i-record? Kasi
Walang sales invoice na binigay, sir.
yes, exactly. Walang mga documents. Walang ginawang sales invoice. Naiintindihan nyo ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Nag-gets na, sir. Sorry, sir.
Hmm. So, as to the testing of this cost accounting, as the auditor, you are concerned with 4 things. Number 1, yung physical control. I-make sure mo na tama yung paglipat from one work center to other. That means, for example, pag nilipat siya from warehouse to production, dapat merong materials requisition form na ginawa. Pangalawa, pag nata-transfer from work center to another work center, dapat merong move ticket. Okay? So dapat well accounted for ang movement nila physically. Do you follow?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wait. So, yun, physical transfer. Number 2, we are also concerned about the documents, no, for transferring. So, yun na nga, pinag-usapan natin always yung MR, yung move tickets. And then number 3, we are also concerned about the perpetual inventory master file. Dapat, every time na merong MR na transfer from master file ng ROMATS, papuntang master file ng WIP. At the same time, pag last move ticket na natatransfer din from work in process to FG. Okay? So, dapat tinitingnan din natin yung master file if na-update on time. That's the very reason why kanina pinag-uusapan natin na hindi na-update sila. So, yun yung tinitingnan natin as auditors. Okay, guys? Do you follow?
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, number 4, unit cost record. Saan natin makikita yung mga information about cost per unit?
Accounting.
Cost accounting.
Saan? Anong document? Oh, yung mga reporters last meeting. Anong documents yung merong mga cost per unit?
Bill of materials.
Yes, BOM para sa materials. What else? Para dun sa labor.
Root sheet.
Yan. Route sheet. Okay? Gets na, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, yun yung para sa cost accounting side. So, ino-audit natin yung physical transfer. At the same time, ino-audit natin din yung recording side or yung cost accounting side. Questions so far? You have questions?
None, sir.
Okay. So, number 2 is, pangalawa na ginagawa natin for the audit of inventory is yung substantive analytical procedures. Dahil ang inventory ay one of the most important accounts in the what's this? In the audit, then it is almost always na ginagawan talaga natin siya ng analytical procedures. So, parang almost always, ginagawan talaga natin siya ng analytical procedure as a substantive procedure. So, just a rundown, no, kasi diniscuss nyo naman na how to compute this sa FinMan. Ito yung mga pwede nating gawin for inventory analytical procedures. So, first, we have compare gross margin percentage with that of previous years. Guys, di ba minention ko na yun sa inyo before? Pag nagko-compare tayo ng mga previous years, ano dapat yung expectation natin?
Increase.
Same sila.
Equal lang
Almost
pala.
same, sir.
Parang
Almost same.
Oh, so dapat parang
Equal lang yung yung
Correct. Parang kunwari 4% last year, dapat 4% din this year. Or hindi masyadong malayo. Diba?
Minimal yung difference.
Oo. Correct. Diba? Tama?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Oo.
sir.
Pero, when you actually audit in the future, no, may mga mapapansin kayo na there are sometimes na nagbabago talaga yung mga percentages, ganyan. Kunwari, from 4, naging 10. So, biglang tumaas or biglang bumaba. In those instances, you don't conclude immediately na merong misstatement na nangyayari. Okay? The first thing that you have to do is what? Kunwari, parang merong shocking na mga analytical procedure. Hala, bakit naging biglang 10 from 4? What will you do first?
Ask.
Yes.
Ask,
Of course.
sir.
You ask. Bakit
Yeah.
ganun? No? Kasi baka meron naman talaga silang explanation. Siguro, for example, kaya tumaas ang gross profit percentage namin kasi tumaas ang aming level of production. Nag-expand kami ng warehouse. Nag-hire kami ng mas maraming tao. So if there's an explanation, then okay. The problem is, doon ka magko-conclude na merong misstatement if shocking yung mga nakita mo, and number 2, walang justifiable explanation to all those things. Okay po?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So, pwede tayo yung gross margin, pwede rin yung pag-compute ng inventory turnover. Because inventory turnover will tell you kung ano yung mga inventory that are possibly obsolete, no? And then you can also compare the unit cost. And then yung inventory value, yon, and all those things. Yan. So nandito na tayo sa second na important. So again recap lang. 3 ang gagawin mo sa audit of inventory. Number 1, yung transfer, pag-audit ng transfer from one inventory to another. Number 2, physical observation. And number 3, pricing. Okay? So wag niyong kalimutan yan Number 1, yung pag-transfer. Number 2, physical observation. And number 3, pricing. So we'll go to the second most important, which is physical observation. So, diniscuss natin yan sa Extaud 1 na siguro 98% of the time, the auditors are required to attend the physical count. So, yung auditor, dapat laging nandun siya sa physical count. And, kailan lang siya pwedeng umabsent? Kapag before ka makapunta dun sa client, parang may threat sa life, ganyan, yun lang. Pero if it's just because of convenience, for example, sir, sa Cagayan de Oro kasi yung inventory count, magta-travel pa ng 14 hours via bus. Sobrang nakakapagod mag-travel, sir. Wag na lang tayo mag-attend ng physical count. That is not justifiable. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, if it's just about your convenience, then it's not justifiable. What are required of you as an auditor during the physical count? Number 1, you need to be present at the time of the count. Number 2, you need to observe the procedures of the client. So, papansinin mo kung paano nila ginagawa yung procedures nila ng pag-count. Number 3, you make inquiries of client personnel about their counting procedures. So, normally, yung procedures nila, nakasulat na yan sa manual na binibigay sa'yo beforehand. So, medyo may idea ka na kung ano yung magiging procedures nila. Pero during the time na nandun ka na, you need to remember to observe them. Kung nafa-follow ba nila kung ano yung nasa manual nila or something like that. And then finally, number 4, you make your own test. In test, or making your independent tests, you don't count everything. No? You don't count everything na kinount na nila tapos ika-count mo ulit. You don't do that. What you do is you will just what's this? Test count lang, no? Pipili ka lang ng mga ika-count mo ulit. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So, regardless kung anong inventory method man sila, kung FIFO man or weighted average or whatever, they need to have a physical count. So, regardless yan, no, meron talagang physical count na mangyayari. Ang count, mas maganda sana pag near the balance sheet date. Okay? Pwede rin namang interim, pero mas okay pag near balance sheet date. Bakit mas okay pag near balance sheet date? Anyone?
Kasi sir, pag malapit na ang balance sheet date, magawa na ng mga financial statements. So,
Mm-mm.
mag-audit ka near the balance sheet date, hindi na masyadong malaki yung changes na mangyayari sa
Mm-mm.
account tsaka sa record.
Okay. Kasi, pag near the balance sheet date, maganda kasi meron ng scope. Kasali na lahat sa scope. Diba? Kesa pag interim, hindi pa lahat nandun. Gets?
Pati ano ata siya, sir, less cost pa siya, sir?
Oo, less costly din siya. Kasi pag sa interim, kung magka-count sila sa interim, okay, mag-observe ka dun. Kailangan mo pa rin mag-observe sa year-end. Diba? Yes. At saka kung interim kasi, na meron pang mga ibang mangyayari na kailangan mo pang i-audit pa uli at another time. Okay? So, mas okay sana kung near the balance sheet date. Okay po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the things that you need to decide while you are there during the physical count? Number 1, the timing. You decide kung kailan. Before year-end, after year-end. Pangalawa, you decide kung ano yung sample size mo. Actually, depende to, no? Client per client. Depende talaga. Pero normally, ang general rule is 20 na floor to list at 20 list to floor. So, total of 40 lahat ang itetest count mo. So, sa sobrang dami ng inventory na nandun, 40 lang ang itetest count natin. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then finally, the last decision that you will do is about selection of items. So, meron ka ng 40. Alam mong 40 ang itetest count mo. Pero, alin sa mga yan ang pipiliin mo? Yun yung decision mo. Ito ang kailangan mong tandaan. You should be careful in selecting your items. Number 1, you only count as an auditor or itetest count mo lang yung mga most significant items. Again, you will need to observe only the most significant items. Number 2, kung pwede, mas okay sana na i-count mo yung mga likely to be obsolete or yung mga damaged na products. Okay po?
Yes, sir.
So, for example, ano ibig sabihin natin ng most significant? Ibig sabihin ng most significant, yung mga high valued. So, kunwari, tanungin mo yung client, alin dito yung mga pinakamahal? Alin dito ang pinakamahal, yun yung itetest count mo, etc. Okay? Or tanungin mo yung client, alin dito yung mga pwedeng maging obsolete or damaged, no? Yun yung kailangan mong i-test count. Tapos, normally ako, ang strategy ko dito is, yung mga tinetest count ko is yung mga nakatago, mga nasa loob-looban. Kasi most probably, sila yung mga na-obsolete, sila yung na-damage. Okay? Do you have any questions on physical observation?
Kasali na doon, sir, yung sa 40, sir, yung mga obsolete and damaged, sir, sa account.
Sila talaga yung pipiliin mo actually.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, pwede ba maging significant items yung mga hindi masyadong mahal pero marami yung parang...
Yes, pwede rin. Correct. Sometimes, hindi siya masyado mahal, pero sila yung pinaka most quantity, marami, so significant din sila. Any other? Okay? So, nandito na tayo sa last. Dito na tayo sa last activity na gagawin natin. It's about auditing the price, no? And the compilation of cost ng inventory. So as to this, auditors must verify that the physical counts of inventory are correctly priced and compiled. Ibig sabihin, dapat tama yung naka-assign na cost sa inventory para at the same time, tama din yung price, no? na ma-assign din natin sa inventory. Kasi diba sometimes yung mga price ng inventory parang depende sa cost. So kung ganito yung cost, dagdagan natin ng profit na 20% or 30%. So important na tama ang cost para tama din ang price. In the inventory price test, include tests of the client's unit price to determine whether they are correct. How do we do this? Paano natin malaman na tama yung unit price? Meron tayong tinatawag, guys, na price list. Okay? Or yung price list master file. This is a file kung saan nakasulat lahat ng mga price ng lahat ng iyong mga products. So, dun mo i-check if yung price ba na ginamit for a certain sale is based doon sa price list. Did you follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, for this one, we have the standard cost records as what we mentioned kanina. Yung mga materials, labor, overhead, that indicate variances in material, labor, and overhead costs are helpful to evaluate the reasonableness of production records. How can variances help us in determining kung merong something mali? Siyempre, kunwari, ang price variance mo sobrang laki. Actually, ang binayad mo to buy raw materials, kunwari, 20 pesos each. Pero ang standard price mo for each material is just 5 pesos. So, as an auditor, mapapaano ka? Ba't ang laki ng variance? Baka kailangan nyo ng palitan ang inyong standard rate or standard cost, no? So, kaya important din, guys, ang variance sa audit. Kasi, pag masyadong malaki, yung parang sobrang sobrang bizarre at sobrang nakaka-shock, then you need to talk with the management. Baka mali yung kanilang standard records or baka mali yung kanilang standard costing, no? Baka kulang ang kanilang standard costing because remember, pag mali ang standard cost, mali ang cost ng inventory, which will eventually lead to mali sa pag-price ng inventory. You get me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bakit ba natin minimake sure na tama yung pricing and compilation for inventory? Isang assertion lang yung kailangan natin dito. Valuation lang talaga. According sa PAS 2, how do we measure inventory? Guys?
LCNRV, sir.
LCNRV. Lower of cost or net realizable value. You all know how to do that, no? Sabi dito, as an auditor, make sure that the inventory is valued in accordance with PAS 2, the accounting standards. Okay? So, i-make sure mo na yung inventory mo LCNRV or else, kailangan mong mag-record ng adjustment. Following.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pangalawa, the application of the method must be consistent from year to year. So, kunwari, this year FIFO, next year dapat FIFO din, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pag ngayon,
Yes, sir.
weighted average, next year dapat weighted average din. Question, Pwede bang mag-change ng method si client? Kasi sabi dito, the application must be consistent. So question, does this mean bawal na magpalit? Anyone?
Pwede
Hindi.
lang ata, sir.
Pwede lang, sir.
magpalit. Pwede magpalit.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Hazel. Kailan pwede magpalit ang client ng method? Kahit kailan lang nila gusto?
Siguro, sir, pag required siya ang company na mas magiging better or reliable yung ng method na yun. So, yun ang
Okay. If it leads to a more reliable and relevant information. Di ba yun yung rule sa PAS 8?
choose niya. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, kunwari last year, 5.4. Tapos this year, nagpalit tayo ng weighted average. For a justifiable reason na it will lead to a better information or more reliable, relevant information. As an auditor, anong kailangan mong i-make sure?
Siguro sir, like may nangyari, like yun na, may mas naging reliable ang information.
Okay, so yun yung number 1. Very good, Rod. Justifiable ba yung dahilan nila sa pag-change? Okay. Kunwari, assured ka na as an auditor na oo nga, justifiable. Ano yung next mong kailangan i-assure? Ano yung next? Ano sabi ng PAS 8? Pag nag-change from 5.4 to weighted average, ano ba yun? Anyone? Anong klaseng change yun?
Change in accounting estimates, sir.
Estimates.
Sure na? Ang change in estimate, ano yan? Mga depreciation, bad debts
Change
expense.
in measurement basis.
Ha? Uy, PAS 8 guys. Babalik
Change
ko
in
kayo sa
accounting
pinap ko.
policies, sir.
Ha?
Accounting policies,
Change in
sir.
accounting policies.
Okay,
Change in
Aisha,
accounting
paano
policy.
ina-account ang change in policy?
Retrospective application.
Correct. Okay, so retrospective, kailangan mong i-adjust yung retained earnings as if FIFO na siya from the very beginning or as if weighted average na siya from the very beginning. Di ba, guys? Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So number 1, i-make sure mo na tama yung justification. Pangalawa, i-make sure mo na tama yung pag-account. O, sige, okay, nag-change kayo. Pero, na-account ba ng maayos? Retrospective ba yung pag-count? Naiintindihan ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, pag may change in method from year to year, yun yung dalawa mong kailangan tingnan. Is it justifiable? No, yun yung number 1. And number 2, was it accounted for appropriately? Okay. And then the third one is, sabi niyo nga kanina, the measurement of inventory is LCNRV. So, kailangan mong tingnan kung yung NRV ay mas mababa because pag mas mababa ang NRV, then there should be a write-down. So, as an auditor, kailangan tingnan mo yung NRV. Kasi minsan yung mga clients, hindi na nila pinapansin yung NRV. They just measure inventory at cost. Nakakalimutan nila yung past 2 na ang measurement ng inventory ay lower of cost or net realizable value. Okay? Any questions so far? Ang pagkakaiba ng purchase sa manufactured, pag purchase, ang ini-include lang natin dyan yung materials itself, kung may parts at supplies. Pero pag manufactured, nandyan, meron na ang labor, overhead. May questions? Okay. So again, tatlo ang ating procedures for inventory. Number 1, transfer of assets and costs. Number 2, physical observation during the inventory count. And number 3, audit of pricing and compilation. So to integrate everything, so when you want to audit for the cost accounting records for direct and indirect labor, it can be done as part of the payroll and personnel cycle. Okay? Pangalawa, if you want to test the storage of finished goods, kaya yung sagot dun ni Sha is hindi kasali yung storage ng finished goods kasi yung storage ng finished goods, i-audit mo during sales and collection cycle. As well as the shipment and recording of sales takes place when the sales and collection cycle is tested. Okay? And then, for cost accounting, the test of cost accounting records verify the controls affecting inventory, the physical control, the transfer from raw material to WIP, transfer from WIP to FG, transfer from FG to COGS. And then finally, yung pricing and compilation and the physical count are all equally important because dahil maraming flow yung inventory, kung misstated ang isang part, lahat ng yon misstated. Eventually, it will lead to misstated inventory and misstated cost of goods sold. Any question? May questions ba tayo? Nagets nyo ba, guys?
Yes, sir.
We will have a quiz on audit of inventory and warehousing cycle on Saturday or Sunday. I will just announce it to you. Basta sa weekend na magpo-post tayo ng quiz for this. And then, meron kasi kaming class at 3 p.m. no? So, medyo malapit na pala ng 3 p.m. Sabay yan sa FINAC 7. Yes. I will send you the file now of the PowerPoint. For the next reporter, please limit your report to 1 hour. Sino yung next reporter, guys?
Sir, kami, sir. Pero, sir, meron kami prepare na game before ng report.
Okay lang. Pero short game lang ba?
Parang 10 questions lang, sir.
Okay. So, basta per reporter, 1 hour lang.
Opo, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So, next meeting, so yung group ni Rogin yung first hour. Tapos, sino yung next kina Rogin? Yung equity.
Kina Desri po ata, sir.
Kina Des.
Yes, sir.
Sina Ruby. Okay. So, kayo yung next hour. Okay? Since audit na yung report nila, magbabat-in lang ako if I want to highlight some important concepts. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Kasi hanggang 3 p.m. lang tayo pwede. Tapos yung last reporter, yung sa cash, sino po?
Kami, sir.
Kayo. So,
Opo.
about kayo, pag-usapan pa natin, no, kung paano. Kasi madali lang naman yung report nyo. Siguro magme-makeup class lang tayo or what. Okay?
Yes.
So, naintindihan nyo ba? When po ang finals? Kailan nyo gusto? After ng ano or before?
Before, sir.
Before ng AOJPA days?
Opo.
Okay. So, November 21. Okay? Okay na ba tayo sa November 21? Same lang dun sa Xcloud 250 items multiple choice. Okay na. And then, to remind everyone, I will give bonus points, extra points sa final grade sa lahat ng mga mag-participate during AOJPA days. The additional points will depend upon the extent of your participation. Okay, guys? Do you have any questions? Wala na? Okay. So, if wala na kayong tanong, I will dismiss you for now. Thank you very much for your time. See you next meeting. Okay? Bye, guys. See you. Thank
Bye,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.